everybody, it's Ink, and I'm extremely sorry for lack of videos. School started and my other laptop's screen cracked. I got a new mic, but it won't connect to either of my laptops, so yeah, and I really apologize for my first upload getting taken down. It was only because apparently I used copyrighted stuff and I didn't really understand how I could do anything to prevent it. But anyways, so I actually made a new trainer icon to use, which is what I'm currently using. And honestly, I really hope you like it. Anyways, I'm extremely excited for Let's Go coming out tomorrow. I pre-ordered it with the Pokeball Plus, so I'm really excited to get Mew, which is one of my absolute favorite Pokemon. And honestly, I'm also very excited for Detective Pikachu, the movie. Like, goodness, I am excited. But let me know if you would be interested in me talking about the Detective Pikachu movie, because I'd really be interested in talking about it, but there's already a lot of other YouTubers speaking about it and reacting to it, and I've already seen it, so I can't really give you a reaction video, but I would like to talk about it. But anyways, with all that being said, let's get into the video. So, the idea that I had from watching a bunch of other YouTubers do this anyways, and I thought it'd be cool for me, was, you know, what if I was a fairy-type gym leader? With this still being a fairly new type added, I really love and appreciate this type. It's one of my favorite Pokemon types, right next to Ghost types. These are two of my absolute favorite types, so expect a Ghost type gym leader video later. They just sit at the top of each other because, well, they fight for the #1 spot, and I just can't decide, but I really love these two typings. And it makes it harder to choose too, since one of my favorite Pokemon is a duel of Ghost and Fairy type. But today I'm primarily going to be talking about just the Fairy type. None of these Pokemon are in order. This is just the team that I personally would have if I were a gym leader. I'll be making a team of 6, but we'll pick 3 of them that I'd use for a gym battle, which is, you know, the traditional thing that most gym leaders do. But anyways, first up on the list is Florgeese. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's how I pronounce it. Now honestly, this was the very first fairy type that I used on my second run of Pokemon X. I never used a fairy type at all when I was first playing this game. I thought about getting a Sylveon, but I actually didn't get to get a Sylveon until, well, me playing through Pokemon Sun, because my friend had, you know, sent one over to me as, like, because we were trading and I was trying to get my Pokedex up, and they were just like, hey, I have a shiny Eevee, and I'm like, thank you, I'm glad you gave this to me, because now I have a shiny Sylveon, which is honestly the best thing, but we'll get to that Pokemon later. But anyways, I really love this Pokemon, and I feel bad because I never actually used one until recently. Although it may not be my first fairy type I've ever owned, it's certainly one of the best ones that I've raised. Although I thought it was kind of strange that this Pokemon wasn't a dual type of grass fairy, since it looks like a bouquet of flowers. It's still a really great Pokemon to have. I currently have a blue-petaled Florgeese, and it complements my team very well. This Pokemon has the highest special defense stat of all the fairy type Pokemon, which I think is really cool. I genuinely love this Pokemon's design, as the colors from its different flower colors complement it very well. There isn't too little or too much about its design. It's just really pleasing for me to look at. The moveset I'd have for Florgeese would be Petal Blizzard, Dazzling Gleam, Fairy Wind, and Magical Leaf, which is on my current Florgeese, Floris. Uncreative name, I know. Ribombee was the next Pokemon I thought of because I currently have a shiny Ribombee on my Sun team that I use for the battle tree. It has near perfect IVs, and an old friend of mine shiny hunted it for me, and I really appreciate it. So this is why Ribombee is on my team. Ribombee is a Pokemon I like the spam Draining Kiss on because when I get to mid to low health, it tends to take a lot of HP back, and sometimes fully heals it. I love regular Ribombee too because the soft yellow and brown colors are super nice to look at and really easy on my eyes. It looks soft and I would love to actually own one. In Pokemon Sun I actually have 2, a regular and a shiny. Both of them are very, very powerful as well. They reminded me of strawberries and vanilla pudding with cookie bits in it. I couldn't ask for anything better. The moveset I'd personally have, pulling from both of my Ribbon Bees, would be Draining Kiss, Pollen Puff, Bug Buzz, and Fairy Wind. Next runner-up is the illuminating Pokemon, Shiinotic. I've never personally trained this little fella, but I did try and shiny hunt for a Morlo, which didn't go so smoothly. I only settled on catching it just so I could get it and register it in the Pokédex. I didn't think much about this Pokemon until recently because I think the design of this Pokemon is very unique, in a gremlin kind of way. Its face is sorta creepy, but I mean, what do you expect out of a sentient mushroom? It's a very nice Pokemon, and I'd really love to train one for a team one day. I can't really say too much else about this Pokemon, only because I've never trained one. But honestly, what makes me think of this Pokemon is Mushroom Rings or Fairy Rings, which could explain its fairy typing. I don't know if that's its origin at all, I just thought about it, and, well, I think it's a possible cool idea. The moveset I thought about having for this Pokemon is Sleep Powder, Dream Eater, Moon Blast, and Thunder Wave. Clefable was the next Pokemon I thought of. Not one I ever actually used on my team, and only ever really had just so I could evolve it for the Pokédex, but I really, really like this Pokemon. I like Clefairy a bit more though, but Clefable is just as nice. I have a bias for pink Pokemon though, as I just love the color. Clefable is such a simplistic designed Pokemon, and I just love it. There isn't a bunch of other colors overpowering it, and I love the minor brown shades on its ears. I'm not that big of a fan of its shiny though, but since Cleffa and Clefairy are already somewhat rare Pokemon to find, that if I had a shiny, I'd rather just have it for bragging rights. A notable Clefable I really like a lot is Lucamine's Clefable, which, I mean, as much as I like the Pokemon, hers is so absurdly strong. Though I never really had issues or problems with the Clefable. Honestly, I was thinking of using this Pokemon on my team when Let's Go comes out, because of how much I've always wanted one on my team, since I only ever used to pick Wigglytuff over it, which was a Pokemon I considered for this team, but decided not to, only because I just prefer Clefable over it. And my bias for Wigglytuff was only going to be about Mystery Dungeon, and its screaming Yumta. The moveset I'd probably pick for this Pokemon would be Disarming Voice, Thunder, Attract, and Ice Beam. Gosh, okay, here it is. Sylveon's the next Pokemon. Like I had already mentioned, I didn't get one till recently while playing Pokemon Sun. And I have a shiny, which I'm really super happy to have. The colors on this Pokemon are already complemented enough, and the shiny form is just as nice. It really reminds me of something. Anyways, this Pokemon is so cute. I'd really love to have one as a pet, honestly, as I'd feel too bad using it in battle. But then again, my current Sylveon is pretty powerful. It still might be low leveled, but I'm training it up, and with it having decent IVs, I'll also be taking it to the battle tree once it's ready. I really love this Pokemon, and it's one of my favorites from Gen 6. It took my favorite spot of being one of my absolute favorite evolutions, which, honestly, the number one spot used to be for Umbreon, which is not surprising for myself, because I was an edgy kid. I still like Umbreon, but it's at number 3. Number 2 is now Vaporeon. But anyways, the moveset I'd have for this Pokemon is Moonblast, Swift, Rest, and Sleep Talk. Finally, the last Pokemon I'd have on my team is Mawile. It was hard figuring out what to do for the final Pokemon, mostly because, well, there are just so many good fairy types that I really like. I love Mawile, and I love what it's based on, which is the Futakuchi Onna, or Two-Mouthed Woman. Mawile is a very good design based around that yokai. It's very interesting and makes me appreciate it more. It may not be too strong, but that doesn't stop me from adoring this Pokemon. I really enjoy its Mega as well. The moveset I'd have for this Pokemon would be Play Rough, Iron Head, Vice Grip, and Iron Defense. Well, that's it for my team. Out of all of them though, the ones I'd use for a gym battle would be Mawile, Sylveon, and Ribombee. Sylveon being my trademark partner Pokemon and last to send out. Anyways, I really liked making this little list and I kinda want to do more like this. Sorry for not talking about stats or anything like that, as I don't really think about stats, I just think about Pokemon that I just like to have, whether they are naturally powerful or not. Use whatever Pokemon you want and also really like, as training and catching them is just all in fun. If you like this and would like to see more content like this in the future, please maybe consider giving this video a like, and maybe subscribe as it would mean a lot. And if you have any video suggestions relating to Pokemon or other Nintendo games, please leave a comment on what you would all like to see. And with all that, I had a lot of fun making this, and I really hope to see you all in the next video.